Spotify is a company that I don't think I need to introduce at all. Everyone has used it at some point in time, at least the free version or the paid version, and either you like it or you don't like it. You might be using Apple Music, which honestly isn't the worst thing in the world. I think Apple Music is fine, or maybe you use Pandora or YouTube Music. But the point is, there's many different streaming services out there, but the one that a lot of people typically use, myself included, is Spotify. And Spotify isn't exactly a squeaky clean company, nor is it really a good company at all, especially the CEO. I've made multiple videos in the past talking about Spotify, and I am talking about them again recently because there's just been a couple things that have been going on that I just wanted to cover, at least from a consumer's perspective, and then of course from a artist perspective, because both sides, in case you don't know, I used to do music. I don't really do it as much as I used to, but I do at least still keep up with the industry to some extent, and I just want to give my own take and my own opinion from the artist perspective as well, just in case you might be curious. So this is something I just want to include real quick because this gives you an idea how trash the company really is. This is a situation that happened about a week or two ago, and this was where Spotify had this device that I guess people were using. I never used it myself. I didn't even know this was a fucking thing until this happened. But originally they were like, hey, we're discontinuing this shit. It's not worth it. We're not going to use it no more. And guess what? Bye-bye. That thing you paid your money for, that service, that hardware, this thing that you paid for, it's gone, bro. Too bad. So sad. Hey, we don't want to work on this no more. You should have expected it, bro. We're like Google. We kill products left and right when we're not interested in them no more. And that was what this was turning out to be. And so people, of course, were rightfully upset. I mean, what universe do you, and here's the thing, this happens a lot. It's something that continues to happen time and time as we keep going down the line in the future with digital software and everything else. You have companies that'll release random half-assed products, or they'll release shit willy-nilly. They're like, oh, it didn't get all the consumers we wanted, so fuck this product. We're gonna just shut this down and try again with something new. Something that someone like Google is very notoriously known for starting things and is killing it when it doesn't get the users that it wants. And so of course, following the backlash, Spotify was pretty much backed into a corner. They're like, oh, hey, we're a good company. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna just brick it. Yeah, we'll give you a refund. It's probably going to be a hard refund process, and they're probably hoping that a lot of people don't do it. These are the type of companies that'll sit there and give you a refund period, and then they'll put it for a certain amount of time. But I mean, ultimately, this is still good that they're offering a refund, but it should have been something that happened to begin with, not when you're backed against the wall, which again shows you how trash the company is. I hate when people give companies a pat on the back when it comes to shit like this, because they're like, oh my God, thank you for listening. You're the greatest company ever. See, I knew you were going to do right, but no, the fuck they weren't. The only reason they're doing this is because the media got to them and they got enough bad press that they felt obligated to do it. They don't care about you as an individual consumer. They don't care about any of that shit. They care about how they're shown in the media and what light they're shown in, because it might affect something down the bottom line for their profits and shares. And that's really it. This isn't really something where they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart. No shot, bro. So if you haven't heard it yet, Spotify is going to raise the prices on their plans. This is something that I was just going to include. This isn't the real meat and potatoes that are what I really want to talk about, but I just wanted to show this as well too, because it leads into my next talking point. But yeah, you can see right here, the price of ad-free individual plans is going to go from go up $1 to $11.99 a month, and then the other plans are going to go up. Oh shit, hey, I didn't know about these actually. The dual plans are increasing $2, and then the family plans are going to go up $3. And then for students, the premium price will be unchanged at $5.99. And so Spotify's answer to why they're increasing the prices, this is wild, so that we can continue to invest and innovate on our product features and bring users the best experience. We occasionally update our prices. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. More copium. This is cap. This is all lies. You're not really helping anybody's experience. Instead, you keep shoving a bunch of garbage that nobody gives a shit about into your fucking app. A majority of people, at least in my opinion, hey, I'm speaking for myself here. I'm not going to speak for everybody else, but at least from what I can see, a lot of people don't really give too many shits about podcasts. They just want to play music. They want things that make music great. Hey, Spotify, how about you give me a fucking shuffle feature that actually shuffles songs instead of giving me the same goddamn song after 20 songs in? How about you do that? Every time I fucking hit shuffle, you tend to replay the same goddamn songs over and over and over. Motherfucker, I got a playlist with like 700 songs, and you're telling me that somehow I keep hearing the same songs over and over and over within like 30 songs in. Fix that shit. You're not innovating on nothing. You're not actually investing your money into something that is quality. You're not doing that shit, bro. And I know there's gonna be some copium deniers that are gonna be like, hey, bro, well, there's actually a reason Spotify made a whole thing talking about how, you know, typically when you have a shuffle, you're gonna want to hear songs that you typically like to listen to, so it throws it in there for them. No, it's called shuffle for a reason. Bitch, if I want to actually listen to songs that I really, really, really like, I would go and find them and add it to a queue. I don't need shuffle to do that for me, bro. Just give me fucking songs in a play. It's called a playlist for a reason. If I don't want the song in that playlist, I will remove it. I don't need Spotify to try and guess for me what songs are going to make me happy and what I want to listen to. I already did that myself. I curated my own playlist, but I'm going off on a tangent. Anyways, the point is Spotify is saying that this is a price increase is so that they can invest and innovate on product features and bring users the best experience, aka just this bullshit that we just saw. Yeah, okay, dog. Okay, you keep spouting that bullshit. It's no shot, bro. Now, this is what I really want to talk about, and this is more from an artist perspective and continuing to show how Spotify really doesn't care about the artists. It doesn't care about anybody on their platform. The people who actually made their platform what it is this part right here. Spotify to pay songwriters about 150 million less next year with premium, duo, and family plan changes. Now, to add on top of this, Spotify already gives artists the middle finger. If you don't meet a certain threshold now, if you don't meet a certain amount of plays on your music, Spotify will not pay you out. Even if it's fucking pennies, I know it's fucking cheap. You don't really get much money to begin with. But if you don't even meet a certain threshold, Spotify's like, hey, go fuck yourself, bro. We're not paying you nothing. Oh, you got like 5 songs on your you got 5 plays on your song? You're not getting paid for that. We're not doing that. And it sounds fucked up, and it is, but that's just Spotify. That's how they are. They can get away with it. They're the industry top. They are the giants among all. Yes, you got Apple Music. Yes, you got Google, YouTube Music, but they're not no Spotify. They're not the ones at the top. Everyone wants to choose Spotify. I use it myself. Why? Because I find it to be the best experience, unfortunately, compared to the other competitor services. That's just how it is. And I know someone's going to be like, oh, well, if you don't like it, then go use a competitor. Put your money where your mouth. Motherfucker, I already use Apple Music. I've already used YouTube Music. I've already used all that shit. I used to use Google Music back when it was called Google Play Music. Yeah, how many of y'all actually remember that? Fucking sound like a dinosaur saying that. But I've used all these different services in the past, and they're okay, but they literally just don't compare to using Spotify. And so that's why I keep on using it. I don't really have a fucking choice. I'm not going to sit there and pay the same amount of money, or almost the same amount of money, for a worse experience. It's no shot, bro. That's fucking stupid. That makes no sense. So it says right here, when Bloomberg reported that the Spotify would be upping the cost of its premium subscription from $9.89 to $10.99, included 15 hours of audiobooks per month in the US, the charge sounded like a win for songwriters and publishers. Higher subscription prices typically equate to a bump in US mechanical royalties, and that is typically true, but as they say right here, but not this time. Yeah, Spotify is now adding audiobooks to their platform, a service that was originally meant to play music, just music, that eventually added podcasts, now has audiobooks. And now they're upping the price so it can innovate and justify these price increases. Yes, it's only $1, but here's the thing that I always tell people who say that. It's only $1, bro. It's only a fucking dollar. What are you so mad about? Bro, it's going to be more than $1 just as time goes. You see Netflix, they see what they can get away with. Spotify is going to be the same way, bro. They'll be like, oh, they were fine with $1 increase? Hey, what if we raise it another $1 and then another $1 and then another $1? You know, that's the type of shit that's gonna happen. You don't think it's gonna happen, but it will. That's how companies work. They want infinite growth. They want infinite money. They want money to keep coming in. They want the profits to keep increasing. So they see this and they see no backlash for a $1 increase, and then they sit there and see that, oh, hey, people are dealing with that. That's fine. All right, hey, let's keep raising it up. Let's keep raising it, and that's what's going to keep on happening, and they're going to keep on doing it. By adding audiobooks into Spotify's premium tier, the streaming service now claims it qualifies to pay a discounted bundle rate to songwriters for premium streams. Given Spotify now has to pay licensing for both books and music for the same price tag, which will only be $1 higher than when music was the only premium offering. Additionally, Spotify will reclassify its duo and family subscription plans as bundles as well. And so continue down here, this gives you a breakdown into a deep dive of how much money actual artists and songwriters will lose with this new change, and it's a good read that I suggest that you actually check out. I'll put a link in the description below for this article. But yes, Spotify is a shitty company. The CEO especially is a piece of shit. If you haven't yet, this is something that he said about 4 years ago now at this point. Yeah, it's right here. Spotify CEO, you can't record music every 3 or 4 years and think that's going to be enough. Pretty much saying, hey, if you think you're going to live off one album for 4 or 5 years and do tours and all that other shit, no shot, bro. And part of that reason is, motherfucker, you don't pay anybody out. You're fucking paying people less. You're adding features to a service that wasn't originally even meant to be there. It's a music app. In short, I know people can say, oh, you're saying that apps and services can't evolve. They can't become something different or more. I'm not saying that, but there should be a time and place, and you should have separate subscriptions for certain things. If you want to add audiobooks, make it its own separate tier. I'm pretty sure that the amount of people who overlap for music listeners and podcast listeners and audiobook listeners, I don't think that it overlaps that much. You're being forced to pay now for extra service that you don't use, that you don't care about. That's what I hate whenever these companies do shit like this. When you buy a service for a sole purpose and then they continue to expand and add more bullshit, pretty much a bunch of junk to it, because let's be real here, to everyone else, you have different perceptions of what is useful and what's not. And for me, I think this is trash. I don't give a fuck about podcasts, bro. I don't give a fuck about the audiobooks. If I want that, I'll go get its own separate app. I don't need Spotify for that. The fact that these motherfuckers pay for a Joe Rogan exclusivity and you know a fuckload of money go that way, yeah, of course I'm going to be like, fuck this place. And this is more me speaking from an artist perspective, but even as a consumer, I still see it the same way. The app doesn't need all that shit. I just want to play music. That's it. I don't need all this extra dog shit, bro. It's fucking useless. So to finish off this video, I want to share some poorly bad takes from the CEO of Spotify that he recently made. That, as you can see, I got a decent amount of views and almost no engagement at all other than people talking shit about him. But let's read what he had to say first. Today, with the cost of creating content being close to zero, people can share an incredible amount of content. This has sparked my curiosity about the concept of long shelf life versus short shelf life. While much of what we see and hear quickly becomes obsolete, there are timeless ideas or even pieces of music that can remain relevant for decades or even centuries. For example, we're witnessing a resurgence of Stoicism with many, I'm not even going to bother butchering their name, insights still resonating thousands of years later. This makes me wonder, what are the most unintuitive yet enduring ideas that aren't frequently discussed today but might have a long shelf life? Also, what are we creating now that will still be valued and discussed hundreds and thousands of years from today? Now again, the tweet really did not pop off the way that he was hoping it would. As you can sit there and see people clowning him already. This got more likes than the actual regular tweet itself. So this will last forever. The amount of energy necessary to refute bullshit is an order of magnitude bigger than to produce it. And then this one right here, music will still be valued in 100 years. Spotify won't. It will only be remembered as a bad example, a parasitic tool for extracting value from other people's music or content, as some grifters like to call it. AI will seal your fate. And then there's just a bunch of other replies that if you want to, you can go check out the tweet. But more or less, the point is, this is pretty much cap. This is not even pretty much cap. It is cap. In what universe do you live on that says the cost of creating content is being close to zero? That is absolutely wild. What universe do you live in, buddy? What fucking planet do you live in? Anything in this fucking world is not free to make. Unless you're a fucking millionaire and you just wipe your ass with fucking $100 bills every day, then yeah, I guess maybe it's free to you because you're just making so much goddamn money. But for your average consumer, this microphone costs money. That camera costs money. My keyboard, all my equipment, things that I use to make art, make music, make YouTube videos, all of that costs money. And what universe do you think that this is even a regular take? Like, how does this go through someone's mind to even tweak this? And of course, he made a follow-up and he was like, oh my God, I fucked up. Obviously seen the feedback to this one. I wanted to respond. It's clear I was too vague. I was far too vague in the post, including with my clumsy definition of content. I understand how it came across as very reductive, and that wasn't my intent. Just to clarify, my original point was not to devalue the time, effort, or resources involved in creating meaningful works, whether it's music, literature, or other forms of creative expression. Dog, shut the fuck up. All right, I've already covered all the rest of the shit that his company's been doing for Spotify over the past good couple years or so, and then just recently as well too. Doesn't give a fuck. Typically when I see tweets like this come out and then you see people make shit like this to me, I typically view this as, this is what they really think. This is their honest opinion. And then when they receive backlash, they're like, all right, let me rethink about this and craft it in a way that people are now going to be on my side, and they'll forgive me for actually speaking my honest opinion. That's typically how I see situations like this, and I 100% believe that that's what this scenario is. Anyways, I talked about this long enough. I just wanted to make a quick video talking about this. I know it's a quick, but I've been recording this for a hot minute now. So, hey, if it's a long video, hey, I hope you eat good today with some wasabi videos. But yeah, Spotify CEO trash. He's not good. He's not a good person. He wants to act like he cares about artists. He wants to care about everybody in the industry. But when you sit there and you have shit like paying artists less, now you're introducing more shit to your service that I guarantee many people do not give a fuck about. You're raising the prices of your services without a real good justification when your actual service itself still isn't even that great. Again, fix your goddamn shuffle button. I actually want to hear a bunch of different songs that I typically don't hear. If I got 700 songs in a goddamn playlist, there's no reason why I should still be hearing the same fucking songs every time I go back to the same playlist and I hit shuffle. Shouldn't be happening, bro. But yeah, if you made this far into the video, consider giving a like, subscribing to the channel, leave me a comment what you think. Have a great day. Yeah.